Ship's Journal, 7th of March, 1857. This marks 30 consecutive days of tempest since our departure from England. With boulders the size of isles jutting from the waves, and our vessel tossed hither and thither, I am apprehensive that our voyage may not come to fruition. My thoughts are constantly drawn to my home and the admonitions of my dear wife Molly. She warned me of the foolishness of this venture, and even if we should survive these tempestuous waters, perhaps turning back would be the wise course of action. It appears that divine providence has forsaken our voyage, and only misfortune lies ahead.
Verily, Obadiah, this enterprise is but a folly. The entire dreadful concept of it doth vex me sorely. I shall not grant thee the grace to depart.
My dearest Molly, prithee understand that not to embark on this venture shall be a folly forsooth. We stand to lose all that we possess.
Nay, Obadiah, thy judgment is clouded by greed and avarice. Thou art willing to risk everything, including the safety of thy family, for the promise of wealth. I would rather be stripped of all possessions, even our home and garments, than to lose thee and our sons to such folly.
The decision hath been made, my dear. I have invested the last of our funds in the renting of a ship. There can be no turning back now.
Then thou must also hire a crew. I shall not suffer the loss of my sons as well.
We lack the coin to hire a crew. The only remnant of our wealth is sunk in this venture.
Then ye are a fool, Obadiah. God will punish this and take our sons with thee.
Sebastian shall stay here with thee, Molly. But we do need the lads for this venture. Consider the riches we will bring back. We shall be the talk of the town for all the right reasons. Our victuals for the voyage to Morocco were already stowed away on our ship. Thus John T. James and I procured an early hansom cab to make way for the port. The day was fair, and the city of London had never appeared more alluring. The passage was undertaken in silence, with each of us reluctant to miss any sight of London that we could savour. As thrilling as the expedition may seem, the downside to venturing into the unknown is the lurking danger. The sea is but one foe. The likes of pirates, foreign merchants and bandits are another, lurking in every crevice of this adventure. The peril is real. My captain's quarters were sufficient given the rental cost. The sleeping quarters for James and John T. were also acceptable. The three of us remained on deck to savour the last of the London air. We lost sight of land, and before we knew it, time was flying faster than a hummingbird's wings. With the wind in our sails, spirits were high with thoughts of the adventure ahead. In a sobering moment, it was the young James who reminded us of the more dreadful aspects of our mission.
I've laid some extra blankets below deck. It looks dreadfully uncomfortable down there. Our concept of comfort is far different from theirs. Would you rather it was we left destitute? That's not what I'm saying. Verily, thou hast been speaking quite frequently of late, and little of it hath been in regard to the welfare of our family. I'm here, aren't I? In body, perhaps. How dare you, John T. Father knows well that I would lay down my life for this family if necessary. I just happen to think that what we're doing here is not proper. Ha! Not proper. And pray tell, would laying down your life be a better alternative? I've heard that the university is purchasing body parts and organs once more. Perhaps that will be sufficient to save the family.
Enough bickering. There is work to be done, so you two should dress like seamen and not like you're going out to dinner. As I sat alone in the stillness, the sickening reality of our ghastly undertaking weighed heavily upon me. The guilt and horror threatened to consume my very soul. Yet the survival of my family must take precedence over all else. It is my duty, nay, my solemn obligation to secure our legacy, no matter the cost.
Father, look what we found below deck. A little stowaway. He was hiding behind the rum barrels.
Pardon me, father. I had no choice but to come. I am of no avail to the family at home.
I can work, cook and clean. Please do not scold me.
Ship's log, 31st of January, 1857. Enlisting the boys for work has had the desired effect. The demands of manual labour have curbed their tongues and forced collaboration. However, as I beheld Sebastian, found stowed away amongst the cargo, the gruesome realities of our undertaking threatened to overwhelm me. A better man than I might have turned back immediately upon discovering him, and James protested that we do. The things we are to encounter on this voyage are not suitable for a boy of his age to witness. And yet, what else am I to do? Turn back and lose everything, even everything we invested? We would be ruined instantly. No, we must press on. And as I pen these very words, themselves a written testimony to the moral sins I am to commit, a portent of unprecedented size looms heavy in the sky. Could this be the first of our misfortunes? Or is it a trial sent by God to test us, and successfully weathering it will bring the fortune we seek? Ship's log, 5th of April, 1857. As the boat was thrown about by the wind and battered by the angry sea, I prayed to the Almighty to spare our sons. I promised to take the entire burden upon myself, and if that meant eternal damnation, then so be it. The morning after I made this promise, we were greeted by bright sunshine in the land of Morocco. The Almighty had answered my prayer and bolstered my resolve.
Everything is so clean and it smells so different to London.
I've sailed to these parts on many an occasion before I retired as a silk merchant. This here's a land swarming with barbaric heathens who take advantage of the unsuspecting at the slightest chance.
I have a few places in mind to visit. I trust I can leave the simple matter of the business in hand to you, fine gentlemen. And after all your talk of a united family, year off whoring while we're left to do the dirty work. The filthy tasks are yet to come, my dear brother. Just imagine the months ahead, on board the ship, having to face their pitiful gazes day after day.
Pray hold thy tongue in front of the lad. Be back aboard by dawn, for we set sail with or without thee.
Blimey, father, just look at the throng. Such a queer lot they are. I'm right glad you brought me here. This here sight's going to stay with me till I die. I see Jonty has kept to his word. One can always depend on him for that much, at least.
He'd be no more help here than he was in London. We're better off without him, I reckon. The sooner we get this ghastly business done, the better. Just stick close to me, boy. The sights you'll soon see will stay with you for a lifetime. As we neared the slave market, the air changed and became thicker, as though filled with the dread of those less fortunate. The sights that greeted us were far worse than even I had imagined. Slaves who misbehaved were beaten by their Arab masters, some of whom had once been slaves themselves. By my reckoning, the sheer number of hapless Europeans and Slavs snatched from their homes or taken as captives at sea was astounding. I gave thanks to the Almighty for the strength and prowess of England. It was not long ago that our shores and even our very cities were ripe for the picking by brigands and privateers. We came across a quieter section of the market, where the air was less thick with despair. And there we met Mustafa, a merchant with the smile of a serpent and the guile of a fox.
Welcome, English gentlemen. Please, it is cooler inside my humble home and I have much to offer.
With most of the trading going on under the incessant stifling heat of the sun, we were all keen to accept his hospitality.
You have a beautiful home, Mustafa.
Thank you. Please drink, eat. Then we can do business.
As much as the hospitality was sorely needed, I kept my mind on the business ahead and was sure to encourage us to finish quickly.